Father's Day is just a day away, and some of us are still trying to figure out how to celebrate. Thankfully, Blake's Tasting Room has a few ideas. Joining us this morning to talk about what they have in store for Father's Day and some things maybe we could make at home for Dad is Chelsea Smith, a representative with Blake's Farms and Tasting Room. Hey, Chelsea, thank you so much for joining us today. I see you have a full kitchen there. What kind of things can we make?
Yeah, well, thanks for having me out. Father's Day is coming up, and there's a lot of things that you can do this weekend. So we encourage you to come join us. We've got You Pick Strawberries this weekend, and the tasting room is open all weekend with a rib dinner that you can either do to go or have it dine in for $30. It includes ribs, macaroni and cheese, sweet corn, baked beans, cornbread, craft beer. Then they're also doing a really great Blake's barbecue kit that's got 2 barbecue sauces, 1 mustard, a grill rub, and an El Chavo hot sauce. So definitely some things that everyone should check out. But if you aren't making it out, we'd love to show you how we make our ribs in-house. So I'd like to start off by, got this beautiful rack of ribs here and show you a little bit about how we can do a nice little dry rub.
And so, Chelsea, while you're getting all those ingredients prepped, what makes a good dry rub? What ingredients do you have to have for a good rub?
So to have a good dry rub, we start with oregano. We've got some smoked paprika, onion powder, garlic powder, brown sugar, of course, helps, really enrich that sweetness and get that nice little crust going. We've got some cumin, chili pepper, and some onion. So what you want to do is just go ahead and swish that around. And then you also need a little bit of acid to break down those meats. So we've got Blake's apple cider vinegar. You can just give those a nice little dousing with. And of course, rub that in. You always want to show some love to your meat. And then we also use white pine coffee that's locally sourced out of Lake Orion. And this adds a really nice hearty flavor to it, rich. And then most importantly, you also need some salt and pepper. So we'll give a generous dousing of that. And then once you get all of these good spices rubbed in here, what you want to do is wrap it up in some tin foil, and we'll get that baking at like 275 for about 2 hours. So we'll give it a flip again.
And Chelsea, I saw you using coffee there. That's kind of an interesting ingredient. What does that do for the flavor of the meat?
Yeah, so the coffee really gives you like a nice enriched flavor. It really brings out some earthy tones in the meat and just adds an extra level of depth. So once you get the ribs going, we'll go ahead and get those wrapped up nice and tight in some tin foil and get them in the oven.
And you said 275. How long will it bake for?
So I would say 2.5 to 2 hours is a good indicator for time on that. That really ensures that you get a nice fall off the rib bone. And then once you bake those for about 2 hours, you can go ahead and open those up. And you can see you'll start getting the separation from the meat and the bone. And then what you'll want to do is go ahead, and we've got this really delicious Blake's candied jalapeno barbecue sauce. We'll give that a nice lathering all over. And you can really just finish these ribs up in the broiler or on the grill. It's going to be so beautiful outside.
Chelsea, that looks absolutely amazing. Really quick, for those who aren't planning to stay home, what kind of Father's Day specials are you offering at Blake's Tasting Room?
So this weekend in the tasting room, we do have the dine-in rib dinner. So you can go in for $30 and get a half rack of ribs. You can get macaroni and cheese, corn, baked beans, cornbread, and a whole growler of craft beer.
Awesome. Well, Chelsea, thank you so much for joining us. And where can people get more information and to find that recipe as well?
So we have all of our recipes and recipes like this on our YouTube channel. You just type in Blake Farms, and then you can also go to the Blake's Hard Cider page where all of our recipes are listed under the news tab.
Awesome. Well, it looks and I'm sure it smells delicious too. Thanks so much for joining us, Chelsea.